Welcome back to BRAINroot, and this course is a continuation from our previous video on expanding single brackets. So today we're going to be doing double brackets. So double brackets. Now, just like the previous video, I'm going to go through a couple of examples at a medium pace and explain them as I go along. So double brackets normally look like something like this. So you have x plus 2 in one bracket times x minus 3 in another. Now, you must have seen something similar to this in GCSE. So we're just going to quickly go through over this. Now, what I'm trying to do here is, well, basically take out the brackets and have a nice little expression. And the way I was taught this was the crab claw method. You might have been taught something differently, but let me just go through that now. So I'm going to times each term in the second bracket by each term in the first bracket. So that's what you're trying to do here. So we're going to times this first term here by this one. Now, x times x is simply just x squared. And now we'll move on to the second term, x times minus 3. Now minus 3 times x is basically minus 3x. And now we're finished with this first term, we'll go into the second term in the first bracket. Plus 2 times x will just simply give us plus 2x. And last but not least, plus 2 times minus 3. And that's going to give us minus 6. Now, we can simplify this expression here, so we will get x squared minus 3x plus 2x can go down to minus x, and minus 6 will just come on. So that's our answer, and obviously you can see the crab claw right now. Now, you might have been taught the smiley face method or some other thing, or you might not even need lines, you could just do it in your head. So we're going to use the principles from this question and go into a harder question, really. So let's go into something just slightly trickier. Now, this one has got two brackets again, but it's got more than two terms in one bracket. So 2x squared plus 1 times x squared plus 3x minus 2. Now, we're going to do the same crab claw method again, and this time it's going to be a weird crab claw, so don't mind that. So firstly, let's times the first term by the first term here. So 2x squared times x squared. Now 2x squared times x squared will simply give us 2x to the power of 4. Again, remembering your laws of indices, when you've got like terms such as x squared and x squared, their powers add together, so 2 plus 2 equals 4, so hence giving you 2x to the power of 4. Now let's go on to the second term in the second bracket, 2x squared times 3x. So let's draw a nice little arrow here. So that's going to give us plus 6x cubed. Yeah. So quite simply, just 2x squared times 3x is just going to give us 6x cubed. And because it's a positive number, just get a positive product. So our third term would be 2x squared times minus 2. Now that's just going to give us minus 4x squared, really. So we're done with the first term in the first bracket. Now let's go on to the second term. Now it's a nice easy 1 here, so we're just going to be timesing plus 1 by x squared to give us plus x squared. And you've got plus 1 times plus 3x, which is simply going to give us plus 3x. And last but not least, you've got plus 1 times minus 2. And that's going to give us minus 2. So we're left with this really long expression that we can really simplify down. So again, when you've got really long expressions like this, you can tidy them down by looking at like terms and just adding or subtracting, really. And they go down in powers. So if you've got 2x to the power of 4, which is the highest term here, now the next term would be an x cubed term, such as this 6x cubed term. And the next power would be the squares. So you've got minus 4x squared here and plus x squared, which can of course simplify down to minus 3x squared. And we've got plus 3x here and minus 2 here. So we've done that, we've changed this really long expression into a not so long expression. So again, using those principles from these two questions, we'll go into something a little bit harder. Now, okay, this one's not too difficult, it's just got minus 2 in front of 3a plus 2 times 8 8a minus 1. Now again, there's two things you could do here. You could firstly do the single bracket expansion and then go worry about the double bracket expansion, but I'm going to worry about the double bracket expansion first. So let's just look at the first term here, 3a, and we're going to have to times that by the first term here. So let's draw our first crab claw. So let's just put the minus 2 down here, and we'll just put a bracket for now. So 3a times 8a. Now that's going to give us 24a squared. Okay, now let's worry about the second term. 3a times minus 1. Well, that's going to give us minus 3a, quite simply. Let's go on to the second term. Plus 2 times 8a. Now, that's going to give us plus 16a. Now, the more and more you do this, you just get into the habit and you don't even need to draw the lines and you just will get hang of it, really. Plus 2 times minus 1. So let's draw a last crab line. So plus 2 times minus 1 will give us minus 2. So again, we can simplify this massive expression inside the bracket here and then deal about the single bracket expansion. Or you could alternatively do the single bracket expansion and simplify it down. It's up to you, but I'm going to do this first. So you've got 24a squared, and minus 3 plus 16a can simplify down to plus 13a. And minus 2 just goes there, really. So now, to finish off our answer, let's do some final single bracket expansion. You should really know this because we've done this in the last video. So minus 2 times 24a squared is going to give us minus 48a squared. Minus 2 times plus 13 is going to give us minus 26a. Minus 2 times minus 2 is going to give us plus 4. Again, remembering the rules of multiplication, when you've got a negative number times a negative number, you get a positive product. Okay, so now you could leave it as it is, but you could go one step extra and times everything by minus 1, and you just tidy up a little bit, really. And if you times everything by minus 1, you're just reversing their signs, because minus 48a squared times minus 1 is 48a squared. Minus 26a times minus 1 is plus 26a. And plus 4 is minus 4. Because you're just reversing their signs, really. So just tidying up really a little bit. And now again, we're going to go on to a last sum here. Now it's not too difficult, it just pushes things up just a little bit, because we don't just have double brackets, we have triple brackets. So we've got 6x minus 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 4. Now what you could do here is actually, you could do them all at once, timesing 6x times x. But a simpler way to do that is just do one double bracket expansion and then do another one. So you're going to do something like this and then go on to something like that. Okay, so let's do this double bracket expansion first. Now, so the first term here is x, and the first term here is also x. So we're just going to draw our first little crab claw there. And we're just going to put this down at the start, because we're not going to worry about it too much right now. So x times x is just x squared. And let's look at the second term. X times minus 4. Well, x times minus 4 just simply gives us minus 4x. And now we're down to the second term in the first bracket. That's plus 3. Plus 3 times x is going to give us plus 3x. And last but not least, plus 3 times minus 4 can give us minus 12. So now, again, you could go on and do the expansion right now, but I'm going to simplify this down first. So we've got 6x minus 2 times x squared, and minus 4x and plus 3x can simplify down to minus x, and minus 12 just comes down like that. And now we can go on and do the double bracket expansion. You can see it looks very similar to this one. What we do here is actually not draw the lines and just do it in our head, really. I mean, we've done lines all over here, so you should really be able to cope. So let's start off with the first term here. 6x times x squared. Well, that's simply going to give us 6x cubed. And let's move to the second term. So 6x times minus x is going to give us 6x squared. 6x times minus 12 is going to give us minus 72x. And now we're done with the first term here. And now let's go on to the second term in the first bracket. Minus 2 times x squared is going to give us minus 2x squared. Minus 2 times minus x is going to give us plus 2x. And minus 2 times minus 12 is going to give us plus 24. And now let's take this massive expression and simplify it down to something that's much more tidy. So again, we're going down in the powers, so 6x cubed is the biggest term here, we'll put that right at the front. Minus 6x squared and minus 2x squared can cancel down, simplify down to minus 8x squared. And minus 72x and plus 2x can simplify down to minus 70x. And the 24 comes down as it is. And now that's the answer to this somewhat complex looking question if you're starting out, but as you do more and more you'll be much more comfortable, and then you don't need to draw the lines and you can do it all in your head. So just practice a couple of questions and you'll get really hang of it really. So that was double brackets.